Hey guys, Sword here, and this is going to be Operation Bedrock number 116, the 116th episode of the Operation Bedrock series. A series my friends and I, we're going to mine the entire world until there's nothing but bedrock left, except for the floor of course, because we need something flat to walk on. And currently we are working on quadrant number 1, getting rid of layer 3 and layer 2. This is layer 1 by the way. We're going to mine up that last, or second to last, and what we're going to mine up last is all the resources that you could possibly find in the last 3 layers in the world in a single quadrant. So that's going to be a separate video on its own, and that's the thing that we're going to do. We're going to work on the last 3 layers of the world first, and then we're going to move on to the top and just mine our way down, or vice versa, mine from the bottom floor up to the top. Start from the bottom, anyone? Bad joke. I should be slapped in the face for that one. If I ever meet you maybe at a convention, feel free to slap my face. If you remember, by the time I get to a convention. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are going to write that down anyways. Oh, this is going to be a fun video now, wouldn't that be? Okay, that wasn't proper English, so let's move on before I make a bigger fool out of myself. So, this is what Operation Bedrock is. We're going to mine a lot of blocks, and it's going to take forever and a day, but I'm insane, and I keep up a commitment of at least doing a video every single week involving Operation Bedrock and Operation Dome. It's just, I don't know, it's something that I've kept up with for over 2 years, and I'm still keeping up with. Hey, Buck. Touch Buck's sign again and I will end you. You should actually have the I will end you to be actually, capitalized so that could actually sound like you're yelling and that's more serious. Hi, Buck. Touch. If he sees the video, then he's gonna kill me. Okay. So, for those who want to know about the animals, is that we have a cow, a chicken, a sheep, I think we also have a pig. Yeah, we have a pig. I remember now. We have 4 different animals that actually spawned at Bedrock. We didn't lure them down there. For some odd reason, back in the days where there was a lot of glitches and bugs, the animals would actually spawn at Bedrock level. And the chicken was one of them, which was Buck. Then we have Wooly the sheep. And then we have Sylvester the pig. And then Phil the cow. Phil the cow is actually upstairs somewhere. But it's cool. It was kind of funny. And we didn't want to kill him. We just wanted him to stay here so that for any reason we were to show our friends, it's like, hey, look at these animals that actually spawned in the bottom. They just spawned out of nowhere. So it was actually pretty cool in that aspect. So what else is new? What else is new? Well, let me see. Let me see if I could actually touch on the subject without messing up. And if I am just stumbling way too much, then I will move on to the next topic. And I want to be honest with you guys, is that the whole week, I was actually feeling down. I was slightly depressed to where I didn't want to make any videos for the time being. I didn't want to do any Minecraft for the time being. I just didn't want to do anything. And it was kind of a good aspect, or kind of a good thing that I actually pre-uploaded a lot of videos. Otherwise, then there would have been a few days where I just didn't want to film anything and I didn't want to upload anything. So, for some odd reason, in the back of my head, I just thought that what I was doing was pointless. Like, everything that I have been working on, everything that I've just been doing was utterly pointless. I don't know what actually came over me, or why did I have that thought, but that was one of the things that made me stop playing Minecraft for the time being, as I said, and I just didn't want to make videos. I just wasn't up to it. So, while that was going on, at the same time, we found out that our Doberman, the one that we have in the backyard, that from every now and then, whenever I film the backyard for Star, you see the Doberman and you see the other dog. I still don't remember the breed. I can never remember it to save my life. That Doberman actually was diagnosed with cancer. How that was brought upon, we have no idea what happened. Honestly, he probably had cancer for a very long time and now just decided to pop up and show. Like, the last month, he was walking fine. He didn't have anything that seemed wrong with him. So, just recently, about 2 weeks ago, he started to limp. Or I think it was actually 3 to 4 weeks ago, over a month ago, he was fine. But just recently, he was starting to limp. So we had no idea why. We just thought that he probably hurt himself or probably stepped on a rock or something that was just causing him to limp for a while. So we thought nothing of it. But later on, it just didn't seem to heal up. He was still limping, and every now and then he would start crying because it was actually hurting. So we gave him pain medication, and we just thought that it would pass over soon. But nothing actually improved. He was still limping, and it just seems like he got worse and worse. He actually started to lose some weight. So we brought him to the vet, and from the x-rays, they confirmed that it was cancer, because on the x-ray at the hip and the partial of the leg, it showed that it was hollowed out. So there was little to no bone in that certain area. So they diagnosed it with cancer, and apparently he had cancer for a very long time, but it just started to show up finally. Now the thing that was sad about it, well, one, he's actually losing weight, so he lost over 20 pounds in the course, and the only thing that actually made me sad was one of the facts that the dog was part of our family for probably like 6 or 7 years, and I know I made fun of him. I've been nitpicky at the dumb things that he would do that would just make us angry, but at the same time, I never hated the dog. It's just, the dog would keep me company from time to time, and it was just, like I said before, it was just a lovable goof. Like, like in the cartoons where they get annoying at times, but at the other side is that they are a great friend, they are there for you, and they are happy, that makes you smile, and everything along the matter of that. It's just like if you were to get annoyed by your younger siblings, like they yell and they annoy you at the time, yes, and you just don't like it when they do that, but the other side is that they're still family, and you would be there for them if they needed help, and they'll be there for you if you needed help. That was the type of thought that I had, so as dog being part of the family, it made me sad to see just him suffering. This is one of the deals that we cannot amputate the leg. That was an option that we could have done if we knew about it sooner. But since it already ate out part of the hip, it's kind of too late to do the amputation because we would still have to amputate part of the hip. But that is a big portion for a big dog, and it just wouldn't do him any good. And at that time, it's kind of too late. So now, what my father decided to do was just have him stick around for as long as he can. Just let him have his moments, like the last part of his life. Just let him be happy until the point where he may not be eating anymore, or he may not be just active anymore, where he's just suffering to the point where he just can't go on. And from that point, that's when we're gonna have to put him down. I'm having a difficult time actually talking about this. Honestly, it's just sad. Sad. One thing is that I would never want to see another animal suffer. Okay. It's really tough to talk about this, but I feel like I should. Because otherwise I'm just going to bottle it up and then it's just going to get worse. Because I know for a fact that a lot of people out there have animals that they would love, and they would probably just do anything for the animals. For their friends, for their pets, and everything. Again, it's kind of too late to the point where we can do something about it. Because with that amputation, it would just... I don't think that it would actually help him at all, since it already started onto the hip. But again, just let him live, let him have his happy moments, and then once it's done, it's done. Okay. Well, yeah, like I said, let's move on. Just another thing that kind of brought me down was that one of the facts was we actually found the Pomeranian's owner. I saw a poster and I read it, I looked at it, and it's like, maybe this is the Pomeranian that it was missing, because there's not that many Pomeranians in the area. So we called him up, we asked him to come over because they actually lived nearby us, and from there, the mother and the daughter just went over there and looked at the Pomeranian. The mother thought, is like, this couldn't be our Pomeranian. So the daughter says, this looks like our Pomeranian, but let's go bring the brother along to see if he could actually confirm that this is a Pomeranian. The mother was like, maybe this is our Pomeranian, but let's go see. Then later on, the mother didn't come by. It was just the daughter and the son. And they looked at the Pomeranian once more, and the son was happy. The Pomeranian was happy, licking the owner's face, and they confirmed that it was their dog. They actually offered us money for compensation of taking care of the Pomeranian, but we actually rejected it, saying it's fine, it was cool. We just wanted the Pomeranian to come back to their owners, so it was fine that we took care of her. Star was happy because she actually had a friend to play with. So at that point, it was just, yeah, it was kind of cool to have the Pomeranian around. I actually liked the Pomeranian. The family liked the Pomeranian. The only thing that was nitpicky about the Pomeranian was the fact that it would run away. And when it does run away, you would have to bring, or you have to have someone else to actually pick up the Pomeranian. Otherwise, she would just keep running away from you. So at that aspect, that was the only thing that we didn't like about the Pomeranian. But everything else, it was adorable. It loves to jump. It loves to play. It's just plain adorable. So we returned the Pomeranian to their happy owners. We didn't take the money. They kept the money, and that was the end of that. Afterwards, like around a few hours later, Star actually noticed the Pomeranian was gone. At first, she didn't care because, of course, whenever my father cooks up some food, she actually cares about the food and everything along the matters of that. But later, or hours later, she was sitting in the corner, and she was, like, at that point, she was a little bit depressed because she just realized that her friend was gone. And at that aspect, because that was the only dog or pup, I don't know at this point. I still think it's a pup, but at that point, the Pomeranian was the only dog in the house that would actually play with Star. No other dog would want to play with her because in the eyes of the other dogs, and in comparison, Star is a baby, and all the other dogs were just adults in comparison. And of course, with adults, they don't want to play with babies. So Star was usually by herself, that we would have to entertain her by taking her out on walks, or actually just laying her out in the front yard and have her run around the front yard. So that was the only time where she was happy. And then when we brought the Pomeranian home for the first time, that's when she was respecting the Pomeranian. She didn't like the Pomeranian at first. And of course, she was actually jealous of the Pomeranian because every time when we actually spend a little bit too much time just paying attention to the Pomeranian, that's when Star would just run up to us and just put her head under our hands and let us pet her. She actually wanted more pets. She wanted to be just have more attention at the time. And then when she got used to the Pomeranian got used to Star, they would play with each other. They would chase around each other at the house. They would do the playful bites type of deal where they actually tried to, I don't know, just open their mouths and just try to eat each other, even though they don't actually do that. But it was at that, it was fun. I think I got it on video where I could probably show you guys what I'm talking about at that playful time, but let's see how things will go. And just Star was happy that the Pomeranian was around so that she could actually play with her. But when we actually gave her back to the owner, she was depressed, and at the sight of her, that made me sad as well. So on top of everything else that's been going on, that made me sad because, again, I don't like seeing another animal suffer like that. So what my mother decided to do was that she actually talked with the owner and asked her if from time to time we could actually have the Pomeranian over so that she could actually play with Star and we could take care of the Pomeranian. Because the owner flat out said that she doesn't want the Pomeranian actually. She only wanted the Pomeranian back because the children wanted the Pomeranian back. So at the point where when we told him about the Pomeranian, she was actually kind of reluctant to actually take the Pomeranian back, but for the sake of the daughter and son, she took him back. But who knows, maybe in some time in the future where like we could actually keep the Pomeranian. Well, this is how it's gonna go. The mother doesn't want the Pomeranian, but the children do. So whenever they want the Pomeranian back, they could take her back for the time being. And if not, if the mother convinces the children that they can't keep the Pomeranian will get to stay at this house, so where we could take care of the Pomeranian. The mother would be happy that the Pomeranian is gone, and if they want it back, they could just take her back so that the children could play with the Pomeranian, and then the children will be happy. And then when the Pomeranian's back at this house, Star will be happy because she'll have another friend to play with. So it's kind of weird how that's going to work, but if it does work, then so be it. If not, if we get to keep the Pomeranian, then so be it at that aspect, to where that Star will be happy that she'll have another friend to play with, and if they want the Pomeranian back, they just pick her up and just take her back home because they know where we live, so everyone is sort of happy. Maybe not the children, but who knows? Maybe they just don't want to spend time and take care of the Pomeranian either, so you just don't know these days. So, that is what's been going on so far. Yeah, that's what's been going on so far in the dog drama. So just I'm really having a hard time to actually talk about another subject because I am not good with words. I am never good with words. So just let me say this, depression is not a thing to be overlooked at because it is a serious thing that if you find someone who is depressed, take the time to actually talk with them. Take the time to be there for them and take the time to make them happy and make them forget about what's wrong because it's a serious thing that at this point, I know I'm late in the department of talking about this, but I never actually really suffered too much from depression that I cannot honestly say that I am the type of person who gets depressed. I'm the type of person who makes myself depressed, if that makes sense. Like, I get depressed over the stupidest reasons. Like for me not to make videos anymore, to think that everything was pointless, that's kind of a dumb reason. But at the other side, it's kind of understandable that everything could be so overwhelming on a person that they just don't want to continue on doing the things that they are quote unquote obligated to do. Like for me going to school. I honestly did not want to go to school, but I understand the aspect of getting a better education and getting a degree. But the other side, I just don't want to do it. It really sucks. I handled high school well. It's just at that point I just didn't feel like going to college. But of course, with parents and you're living under your parents' roof, they want you to go to college and they just want you to go through the education so you get a degree and then you can get a job and then you get out of the house. They'll kick you out of the house once you get a degree. But I just didn't want to do that. What I wanted to do was actually just make videos. And seeing that if I have to go to school half the time, it just takes away from me making videos. And from that aspect, that just made me sad. Again, I just get sad over the stupid reasons. I would say that I get sad not to the depressing level, but at this point, this is like the first time I've actually ever felt depressed. And that only happened for about a good few or so days that at one point I actually wanted to cry. Because what made me sad the most was thinking about the Doberman named Dog. And the thing that made me sad about it is that honestly don't think that Dog realizes that he is dying. Because when I went to the backyard to give him food, I saw him struggle to get out of a crawl space that he crawled himself into. I saw him struggle to actually get out of it, but once he got out of it, he was just hopping along since he can't use his other leg. So he was hopping along across the yard to get to where the food was, and the look on his face. He just looked so happy, and I can't quite understand that. Honestly, I couldn't. Like, I know that he's dying, but I don't think he even realizes that he's dying. That's what made me sad, like, at that point, too. It just, I can't understand it. I cannot comprehend it. If someone could actually tell me, like, how is this possible, please feel free to let me know. But, that one almost did it for me. So, yeah. Deep thoughts. I'm pretty sure a lot of trolls are gonna be trolls, obviously, because they have nothing better to do with their lives than to put someone else down, just due to the fact that they have problems with their own lives, but they never actually feel the courage to actually bring it up, because as a troll, you never show your weakness. Well, don't matter. Trolls will be trolls if that makes them happy in their life. Otherwise, then in their miserable lives, they would just do something about whatever they plan on doing eventually because that's the way that they are. So be it. But let's go back to happy thoughts now. Let's get out of the negative. I just wanted to talk about it because if I don't talk about it now, then it's just gonna eat me up inside, and it's just gonna be ultimately bad because I would not be able to stop thinking about it. Just let it out. Just let it out. And again, I'm never good with words, so every time when I try to explain something, I just can't. So, how was your day, guys? How was your day? Please don't tell me that you gotten sad because of what I've been talking about. I just wanted to let it all out. just don't let what I'm saying get to you or let you or bring you down. Just let's think of happy thoughts because because for dog he lived a good life. He has a loving family and he's just been there for the good times and the bad times and it's just his time to go once it finally happens. But we don't think that we're gonna get another dog. It'll be a long while until we actually get another dog because the Pomeranian may be the new addition to the family, and with that, Star will be happy that she'll have another friend to play with, and that makes me happy. So that if I'm not at home or no one else is at home, at least Star will have company to play with, and she'll be happy as well. Just dogs have feelings too. That when I saw her sulking in the corner, it really made me sad that I just thought of just buying another dog for Star. But then my mother thought of the better idea to bring the Pomeranian home and everything works out. So let's just see if everything will work out, seeing that if the family doesn't want the Pomeranian, we get to keep her and Star will be happy. And I have like I said, I have trouble. Like honestly, I keep repeating the same things over and over and over. Okay, so let's see, what else can I actually talk about? Trying to think. Okay, that I finally got my shock mount. I finally got the shock mount. The first time when I actually bought the shock mount was that it was the wrong size because I was an idiot and didn't actually look at the dimensions of what the shock mount was really for, and of course I was not actually doing the proper research. I just looked at the picture, saw that it looked like it was large enough size for the Blue Yeti. If you guys know what the Blue Yeti looks like, it's just looking at maybe a 1 liter bottle, you know, one that you buy at the Walmart, just those wait, how can I, let me see. Okay, that could work. Just look at an Aquafina bottle. You know, the one that is the 16.9 fluid ounces or 500 milliliters. That's a good comparison. If you just look at it, the Blue Yeti is slightly larger than the water bottle. And of course, with the first shock mount that I bought, it was just the size of a $half, meaning that it could hold up to the circumference of anything that's the $half size. So obviously it did not fit. It was just one of those standard condenser microphone type of shock mounts that would absolutely not fit. So I had to send it back. What cost me was $10 for the shock mount, but for me to return it was $6 in postage. I should have just looked for somebody who had a microphone and asked them if they just wanted to buy it off of me for $5. Because that's how much it was actually worth, but just $5 extra for the shipping and handling. Yeah, I was kind of out for $4, and then I bought another shock mount that was actually made for the Blue Yeti, and that cost me $40. But for those who thought that price was outrageous, the standard shock mount would just be up to $20, up to $50, depending on where you're looking at. And the thing was that from the official Blue Yeti company, they actually have a shock mount called the Radius something, I don't even know, that was built, quote unquote, specially for the Blue Yeti. And I say quote unquote because when I looked at the reviews, a lot of reviews gave it 1 star. They were saying that when they bought it, it was expensive, but they thought that would work for the Blue Yeti. One of the things is that the design was ugly, and the fact of the matter is that the Blue Yeti did not fit on the Radius, or the shock mount that the Blue Electronics company made for the Blue Yeti. It did not work, it did not fit. It was just plain ugly, and at times the Blue Yeti would fall off. And a lot of people were laughing at the fact that the company that made the Blue Yeti did not even make a good shock mount for the Blue Yeti. So that was out the window. So I had to buy it from a third party company, and of course they had it. A lot of good reviews about it. So I got it, and now it's here. So hopefully that will actually work, because my setup right now is the microphone stand, the isolation shield. I may keep it. I know it's bulky. I know it gets in the way, but for the purpose in the long run, it's probably going to do a lot. It's going to do a lot for me. So I have that. Then I have the Blue Yeti, of course, on the shock mount. And on top of the Blue Yeti, I have the windscreen cover made especially for the Blue Yeti or large microphones, which that cost me another $20. My God, prices these days. It's just especially specialty type of deal, or the uniqueness, quote unquote. And then on top of that, I have the pop filter, so that it gets rid of all the popping sounds from every P or B or anything that try to make a pop sound. So I have all that on the mic or on the mic stand, and I really hope that one day that it doesn't break on me because of the weight on it. I gotta be careful with it. If I were to actually knock it, like, just probably tap it or hit it with something, I don't know, maybe with my chair, push it, it will fall over. It will easily fall over. It has actually fallen over once because I actually turned my chair to try to grab something off the floor, forgetting the fact that the Blue Yeti was right behind me. And good thing that my desk broke the fall, otherwise it would have been on the floor and I would have been worried because if there was a dent on the shield, there would be no way for me to return it at that point. So I got that set up, and I've already posted a picture on Twitter, so you want to check that out, just look it up, look at the photos, and you probably will find it there. So that's my setup for the Blue mic, and I really hope that I could actually go back to live streaming, because live streaming was a lot of fun, whether it be Call of Duty, Minecraft, or different other games. Maybe I'll live stream Dead Rising, or maybe I'll live stream Diablo 3 Reapers of Souls, because I want to do something to actually engage the audience and that I want to talk more to the audience. That it will be different from doing the questionnaires where I'm just answering one question per day. I just want to be like, live stream. I'm never good with words. Just constantly interacting with you guys. Like when I was actually answering questions while playing some quick scoping with my friends. Of course, all the other guys did not know what's going on, but I just responded to them as I responded to you guys. It was kind of weird, but it kind of worked out. Maybe I'll go with live streaming. If you want to check me out on Twitch, it would be Twitch TV /SwordKing090. So whenever I get to it, you guys will be first to know, and I'll just announce it on YouTube and Twitter, maybe Facebook, saying that I'm live streaming right now, and we'll see where we go from there. Just really hope that people are open to a lot of different games other than Minecraft. Because when I actually did Minecraft, people were like, play Call of Duty, come on, do some quickscoping, or do some, I don't know, maybe just kill each other online. I'm like, dude, really? I just wanted to do some Minecraft, and all my other friends was like, yeah, let's go do some Call of Duty. I'm like, okay. I did some Legend of Zelda for a bit, just testing it out to see if it was actually good quality, and then people were saying, go play Call of Duty. Come on, people, let me have fun. Let me do my games. Let me have fun playing different games. So if you want to see Minecraft, then stay tuned for me to make Minecraft videos. Well, that's just a thing, right? And I know that I've gotten some comments about Pixelmon. I just haven't really been up to Pixelmon lately. That a lot of my friends just stopped playing Pixelmon, except for Jub Jub though. At first, he stopped playing Pixelmon. It was weird, like, he just quit Pixelmon while we were on Pixelmon, and then we encouraged him to continue playing Pixelmon, and he was like, okay, fine. Then he actually got onto Pixelmon, and then he just wouldn't get off of Pixelmon. Honestly, like, he became a helper, I became a helper. After another month, now he has attorney rank where he's able to host minigames on the server. Well, since I was being inactive for a while, I lost my helper status. But that's okay, because if I want to become a helper again, I'll just message them saying, hey, can I be a helper? I know I haven't been active the first time, but I'm a little bit more active. If not, then that's fine, because it didn't matter to me. I just go on there, vote, and just log off at that point, because I want to do something different. So that is kind of the deal. I like to do things different. Like, I really don't want to stick with one game. I want to do several different other video games. But since things were not going well for me this week, I just haven't been up for any different games, or haven't been up to Minecraft, haven't been up to making videos. Just wasn't really feeling so well, and some of my other friends are not feeling so well. So that I tell them to stay strong and just think positively, or just think positive. Otherwise, that sense of overwhelming feeling will get the best of you, and that's not a good thing. Just remember, you have people that support you, but they don't know what's going on until you tell them. And this is the reason why I wanted to bring that up earlier, to tell you guys that I've not been doing so well for this week. So please understand that. And again, trolls will be trolls. They'll troll me no matter what I do or what I say, but that's part of their pathetic lives, and that aspect or at that point of view, their lives are more sadder than mine if they actually have to take the time out of their lives just to make fun of someone else over the internet. Huh? Yeah, that's how I think about it. Don't get me wrong. If I'm actually on a video game, actually trolling someone on a video game, that's because I'm doing it verbally rather than just typing it out on a video. That's something different. Yeah, that kind of sounds like hypocrisy right there, but if you're on Xbox Live or if you're in a Call of Duty match and you're just trolling someone, just making fun of them and they're making fun of you, you're all having a laugh, then that's something different. That's how I see it. Typing otherwise, then just whatever. Okay. So, yeah. Kind of went deep. I struggled. You guys probably heard me struggle. But, like I said, just in a recap, I really hope that I will get to do some live streaming in the future. Just got to read down the program. Just fiddle around with the whole entire live streaming aspect. Let's see if it actually works out for me. Like from time to time, I could actually just play some different video games and talk to you guys. Like if you have any questions for me to answer, or if you want to join me on a certain video game, you could possibly join me. And just all together have fun. Let's just be more interactive and just play some video games together and have fun. And then if I ever get back to doing some Let's Plays, one of the first Let's Plays I'm probably going to do is Dead Rising. As far as I remember how to do everything correctly in the fastest time possible, we'll get around to that. And for Operation Doberman, Operation Bedrock, I'll try to work on it more often as the school days goes by, and I really hope that a lot of my friends will actually be online more often, but if not, then so be it. And I really hope that we get to keep the Pomeranian, so Star will be happy that there'll be another dog for her to play with. And then, just for the Doberman named Dog, I really hope that he actually lives the rest of his time being happy, and let's just hope that everything is painless. Because I really don't want him to suffer, and it's just, we have to have him have his last moments of life. So, that's it. Just until then, this is what it is so far. We got a lot of work to do, and we just got to get through with it. Oh yeah, if you are depressed, or if you ever feel sad, don't be afraid to talk about it with your friends or with your families. For the instance, if you trust them enough to talk to them, just do so, because you'll feel better once you talk about it. And if they're able to make you smile afterwards, then I would say it's worth it, and you'll feel a lot better that at least someone else knows about it, and you could just, again, never go with words. That I would probably say at the what's it called? It will help you get over it, and you'll feel better, and you could continue on and not think about the past. So, have a great day, everyone. I'm Sorkin090, and as always, I will see you in the next video.